back the clock night where we looked like ourselves. We talked in the pregame talk about the group that we had and the 20 that we had being the strongest we've had in a long time. And that doesn't mean it's going to be perfect, but that does give confidence to the group. So we still know what we're capable of. We know that it's only one game, but it's a big game for us in a lot of ways. Building confidence, the intensity that we played with, even after mistakes, probably the biggest moment of the game is when we concede, but then score right after. For me, that was probably the most valuable part of tonight, because it wasn't a here we go again mentality. It was get the ball out of the back of the net, put it down, and let's go again. And we scored right away. So full credit to the crowd for sticking with us. We know it's been unacceptable how we've played. But again, I give a lot of credit to these players. We had, for those that don't know, had the most games missed due to international call-ups, more than even Miami. Injuries, missed a ton of guys. But when this group is together, we're still strong. We have a really good group. And I know tonight is definitely Cavan Sullivan's night for a reason, for sure. But I do have to single out, and you guys know I don't love to single out people, but the job that Baribo has done for us in I'll just say situations where he could have, demanded to be traded, demanded to get out of here, whatever it might be, but he continued to work hard, and his work rate in tonight's game, not just the goals, but the work rate defensively was incredible. So really proud of him. Special moment when Quinny scores the goal as well to now, get his brother into the game. So a big moment. This is, just the first chapter in Cavan's career. For those that don't know, we do have a plan for him. It's not just, minute by minute or day by day. There is a plan in place. So you guys saw him dominate the academy level, even up 3 years. You saw him now score some good goals for Union 2 and do really well. You guys don't get to see him every day in training, but the staff does. And the time was right to give him an opportunity. Is he perfect? Is he the finished product? He's 14, so I understand that he's not. But this first step is something that was planned by the Union, by Cavan, by his family, by big clubs in Europe as well that have a say in things too. You know what I mean? So again, I thought it was a special night. Cavan deserved to be in the group and did a great job. Even his touches in the game, you see his fearlessness. That was fun to watch. But overall, a big win for a lot of reasons. And like I said, a night where I'm proud of the group for getting a win.
Go John and then Matt.
Jimmy sort of alluded to knowing when this was the right game to do it in, when it was. Hoping you'd expand a little bit on that. When you knew in the game was the right moment to bring him in, and he's standing down there with a half dozen camera crews, a boom mic, and all these people from Apple trailing his every move. How do you get him ready for that instead of just playing a soccer game as he might like to do?
Well, first of all, the group that's here, and filming and watching his every move is as professional as I've ever been around. And they're good people and they know what they're doing. So that part has been pretty easy for the group to navigate. I speak for myself on that because I've had cameras in this kind of environment quite a bit. Cav's 14. The reality is, guys, he's not a normal kid. We've known that from the start. Do I still want him to play like a kid and play with that joy in the backyard with his brothers? Of course, but he's different, and that's the reality of things. So because he's different, he has a different plan and a different trajectory than other players in our group, and that's the reality of the professional level. There's no such thing as too old or too young. There's only good and bad, and he's special, and you can see that tonight. Is going to get better and better every time he gets minutes. Is going to get better and better as he moves up the levels and eventually moves to Europe. But while we have him, let's enjoy it. You see the energy that he brings to the game. He's not scared. He's brave. He runs at defenders. And if he scored that one at the end, I think the whole place would have exploded and combusted. But really proud of him. But you talk about maturity, Jonathan. It comes from his family, the support system that he has. A father that's a former professional, a mother that is as smart as a woman that I've ever met, and they're good people. So that is the reality of things. But for me to sit here and say Cavan's just another kid, I'd be lying. He's a special 14-year-old, so there's going to be a special plan for him. I think we have a good one in place. We've shown that we can do this the right way with a Brendan Aronson, with a Mark McKenzie, with a Paxton Aronson. When the moment's right, we give these guys opportunities. Do I sit here and tell you guys I know exactly how it's going to go and this is the perfect moment? I'd be lying if I did. But more times than not, when you give these young guys opportunities, they step up and they want to do well for the team, for their family, for the city of Philadelphia. And you saw that tonight with his brother, too. He makes a huge play. He scores a big goal that, ends the game, basically, which was special. So happy for them as a family. Big moment for Cavan. But like I said, it's the first chapter, and he's going to get better and better.
To end these streaks overall,
yeah.
How important is that for this team this year? And is there a moment where, given the some of the things that have haunted you late in games, where you can actually feel comfortable about it and actually enjoy a win? Yeah,
look, this group of players, how many games they've won together. And you saw the group that was on the field today, 4-4-2 diamond, old school, and we kind of all looked at each other and said, let's be us. I said, the injuries, the national team call-ups, the horrible things that have happened this year and gone against us, it's all in the past. We only look forward now at this 90 minutes, and the guys really, I think, took that message and executed on the field. They know how good they can be. At halftime, we said this isn't a game anybody should want to come out of. This should be fun. Let's have a killer instinct and keep going like the old games here that we know about. We talk about them like it's 20 years ago, guys. It's still the same guys, and they've won a ton together. So as hard as this stretch has been, it's important to get the 3 points. It builds confidence. It's obviously more fun, and it'll only make us stronger as we go along.
There was a buzz about the place.
Yeah.
On Wednesday, and it really, people seem to really be excited about Cavan. And I don't think that would be the case at every club in this league. Talk about what that means about what you built.
Yeah, well, look, so I have a place in Seattle City, which is down in the Jersey Shore, and the Sullivan family is down there as well. And when my kids came home and told me they saw Cavan at the summer league basketball courts, and they was signing autographs, and there's a buzz there. You know what I mean? So it's not an easy thing for a young kid to navigate, but he handles it the right way. Are there going to be things that we all learn during the process because it is unique for a 14-year-old? Absolutely, but like I've said before, if anyone's able to handle it, I think he's going to be a kid that is certainly confident for sure, but you need that to be special and be unique. So, that part of things where you could feel the energy in the stadium tonight, I agree with you. Just like, there's energy in a meaningless summer league basketball court game for different people down in Seattle. So he now steps on the field, and the place had a buzz, and he did well too with his minutes. It's only 10 minutes total probably if you count extra time, but his first touch on one of the layoffs is big. Draws basically a foul, runs at a guy at the end of the game and hits a shot that was close to really testing the goalkeeper. So he's a special player. He's a great kid. He's going to be. My job is to keep him kind of hungry and humble. And he has a brother here that will help him and show the ropes too, who scored a hell of a goal tonight too. So it's a unique family, unique situation, and we're fortunate to have him here in Philly. But again, this is just the start of things. This is the beginning. This is kind of chapter one. Your debut in a couple minutes is great. But now the story will get bigger and bigger, and we want to play a big role in that here in Philadelphia.
Does Ty's hat trick show that he's capable of being a top-level striker in this league after all the grief that he's got?
It's not just the hat trick. It's how he's played and performed over the course of several games. His work rate defensively, incredible. Fitness-wise, he's covering more ground than everybody on the field. So I'm really proud of Ty. Again, he stuck with it through some tough times where he wasn't getting minutes because he had, Julian and Mikel, sometimes when they were going good, were ahead of him. But now, instead of putting his head down and kind of bailing out, he took his moment, and has done really well with every opportunity that he has got, and scored really, really good goals. 3 different goals tonight, where one is, the movement in the box, one is a quick reaction with the header, the other one to receive that great pass from Kai and with a great first touch and finish the playoff. So 3 real striker goals, and really happy for Ty and his performance. It's going to be overshadowed though by something else. That's for sure.
Jim, Kai Vagner had 2 assists tonight, now has 30 assists in 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Can you discuss, as a former defender yourself, how difficult that is and how his season's been going through these tough times?
Yeah, look, for a left back to contribute as much as he does on the offensive side is impressive. You know, we all know about his service off of dead balls, right? But now, you know, when he has a striker that moved like Ty did tonight, he can pick them out, you know, and he did a really good job of that. Also picked out Jacob pretty good on one of the free kicks as well. So Kai's service is really dangerous, and it's great for not only a top defensive left back, also to contribute with the amount of assists he does in getting forward. He's one of our best, you know, chance creators, probably our best chance creator when Jack McGlynn's not on the field.
Jim, I wanted to ask you about Jose back from
Yeah.
what was a very successful and I think also emotional Copa America
Yeah.
for him and really everybody involved in the country.
Yeah.
He seemed extra animated today, trying to keep everybody up and moving, especially in the early stages of the game. Can you talk about what he brought back to the squad coming back from that experience?
Yeah, amazing performance from Jose. You know, it was, you could go through each guy tonight, and every guy that started, every guy that came off the bench really brought a little bit extra. And back to Charles's question, you know, there was a buzz in the place. Andre's back. All of a sudden, Jose's back. You know, Bedoya's in the starting lineup. Leon's is, you know, tilted to the left a little bit in front of Kai. He's going to do the work defensively to help him. So it was us again. And with that being that way, we do build a nice lead, and we can make some changes and be aggressive and get guys on the field that still have a killer instinct too. So Jose was a real catalyst for us tonight. The ball winning every duel, the play he makes before halftime that no one will remember, but he chases a guy 75 yards, wins a ball in open space. Not many guys can do that. And he quietly just does it, and you don't remember it. But, you know, at that point, if they score on that play, all of a sudden now, you know, we're in that, you know, nervous mode again. So Jose, his level can be so high. It's incredible. Go look at, you know, the different Copa America best 11s that were selected. Some of the names that he's on that team in a lot of people's selections, and he's with $100 million players. It's all $100 million players around Jose. He can be that good, and tonight he was excellent. I think he did have a little more emotion. Maybe he wants to show people, you know, that maybe he can go to a higher level, Europe, whatever it might be. But certainly a lot of people watch our games. There's certainly a lot of eyes on tonight's game, and he was as good as it gets.
And then you had sort of mentioned it with having Andre Blake back
Yeah.
and having Bedoya back. It's been 81 days since both of them were on the field together back at the game against Real Salt Lake. How much does that help you? How much does that help the team to have both of the leaders on the field?
Yeah, look, I know you guys are sick of me saying it about Andre, but he is the equivalent of a Boanga or the top players on other teams, a Mukhtar, who we're going to see here in a couple days. But because he plays goalkeeper, we just go, that position, they get to use their hands, it's different. It's like, no, he is a superstar, you know, and to have him back after missing him for so long, our point total will only go up when he's on the field. You know how special he is. Again, the plays where you don't remember them, but he comes out on corners and just kind of calmly catches balls, and it leads to transitions for us instead of, you know, us having to fight for those balls. And it's not just our goalkeepers. It's just they're not Andre, and that's the reality of life. He's one of the best players in the league, not best goalkeepers in the league, you know, best players in the league. And I think that position gets neglected. I say it all the time. It's worth 15 points every year, good goalkeeping. So we're lucky to have him back, and it's not going to be perfect the rest of the way, guys. This is one win. I don't get ahead of myself, but we're still good when the group is together and plays like that.
Thank you.
Any final? All right, thank you, Jim.
Thanks, guys.